The explosion happened precisely on the zero.
There you go. Good evening.
Hello,
folks.
everybody.
Hello. We're back. I'm a year older.
Have you had Botox done?
No. Of course I haven't. I wouldn't do a thing like that. I've just got my things on my cameras. It's for some reason it's a lot clearer and brighter. So, but I haven't had Botox. Not just yet.
Anyway, belatedly happy birthday.
Thank you. Good news.
I was going to give you a call, but then, he's out. He's going to recover.
Yeah.
So I thought, right, I'll leave him alone.
Yeah, because I played lunch. Yeah, Neil phoned me. I said, sorry, I was playing loud music. So he went, fair enough.
There we go. Richard, and say good evening.
Good evening. I just say thank you very much. I know I've said it. Good evening, and thank you for all the messages you sent yesterday. Brilliant stuff. Rules came up. Why not?
What?
Yeah, I don't know what Red Zeb's on. So, anyway, what's been happening this week? What's happened? So I got the debt back, which is the best thing that's happened. We haven't been raining so much. Hello again, Simon. He just came on quickly to have a quick chat before we went live. So he's hiding in the gallery, doing what he does good.
No, sorry, I'm just having a quick look at the latest scores on the doors. It hasn't changed. Before I could type in here, I got a message to behave. Oh.
Lurking. Anyway, 4,312 people have decided to watch this week, and 11 people thought you must be good, so we subscribed. So thank you very much. So what have you been watching? Well, surprise, surprise! At number 3, my 5th birthday top 10 from 1971.
Oh God, really? That many people have watched it already?
Yeah, that's a good year.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm going to be poking the bear all night long.
Number 2, the group preview video that Dave and I did last week.
Evening, Pulsar. There you go. Zeb, did you get the rules before you could type? This is interesting because I didn't get anything.
Well, it could be that I'm on the new plan. Yeah, it may be something that I've changed plans, so you may get the rules. I haven't put the rules up, nor have Dave.
No.
Yeah, case cleared. Yeah, it's nothing to do with us. It's just people telling you naughty people that you've got to be. Yes, I did have a good birthday. Played lots of music. Had a few beers last night because tomorrow night I'm going out for dinner. So yes. Anyway, let's get back to what we're saying. So number 1 with 102 views is the live album ranking of Mr. Michael, the legendary Schenker. Yes. Top short last week was Dream Theaters, Metropolis Part 2, Scenes from a Memory Dream. From a dream.
Where? What?
The short.
Metropolis.
Metropolis, yes. 493. So in the last 28 days, we've had 20,411, which is fantastic.
It is.
60 new subs in 28 days. Now, what have you been watching? For some reason, because it's still up there, the Battle Royal launch, 319.
People are still trying to work out what to do and how to do it.
Yeah. Number 2, the album review of Looking Strange, David Gilmour, at 320. But at number 1 with 332 It only happens here. Roger Waters. So the two protagonists of Pink Floyd are still going neck and neck at each other in the channel. So yeah, good evening, Richard. Oh, hello, Darren. Welcome. Top short. Dave will be pleased with this one. 712 views. Rushes 2112.
Why would I be pleased about that one?
Yes. So the big figures since we started this charade it stands now at 473,121 views. Good evening, Mike. And we've now got 2,129 subscribers. Ticking along nicely. So what's been going on? So we're going to look at the top four because we always want to know how Tull and Riggs are doing. Well, Riggs is on 4,192. But Iain and the boys are at 4,211. They've had a bit of a surge.
Still 19.
Yeah, they've had a little surge. Slade are now 5,040. And Status Quo are still marching away at 9,412. But Jean-Michel Jarre still the top short at 15,319. People are still watching it.
Say it was a good little short, that.
Yes. So, all change in the work in progress. I'll tell you what we've finished listening to. Tom Waits, Mungo Jerry. I finally did the Swans, Zeb. I've done it. I've listened to every Swans album, and I've come out the other side. He's got a lovely comment about Deerhoof. This is worse than Deerhoof. And I have finished Air Supply as well. So we've got lots of new stuff in the work in progress. I like this, the Olivia Tremor Control. I've only got 2 albums, so I've listened to one of them. The Winery Dogs, the super group of Mike Portnoy and Billy Sheehan and whoever else is about 1 of 3. Stray, great little rock band from the UK. Del Bromham, who I've met on numerous occasions. 1 of the 12. Iced Earth, 2 of the 12. Pink Cream 69, which is an interesting name of a band. Pretty good, though. 2 of 12, 10 years after. Been having a bit of 10 years after, 2 of the 12. And Paradox Twin, they're hard to get into, but I've finally got 1 of the 2.
And in fact, you've mentioned the 3 bands that we need to know who asked for them. Iced Earth, Olivia Tremor Control, and Paradox Twin. Who asked for them? Because we haven't got a note. So let us know in the comments who asked for them.
Just reading
I suspect Zeb.
Yeah, I've just put that up. Yeah, there is a 3rd one. I am gonna, if I can't find it at the moment, so if I can't find it, I might give it an honourable mention. But if I can listen to it, I will. There we go. Yeah, it was. Look at that. Yeah, guilty as always, but no, we like it because you send us down rabbit holes and halves. Anyway, that's that bit done.
Sometimes the research is painful.
Oh, painful, yeah. Hello.
You just got to listen to it. I've got to go and find out how many they've got.
Yeah.
And sometimes I turn it over to you.
Yeah. Anyway, that's me done for a few minutes.
Oh. You just,
Okay, not a problem.
You want to add them?
Yeah.
As a secondary part to OTC?
We'll have a look at it. You know me.
Hang on, I need to make a note of this.
You know what I'm like. I'll listen to anything once.
That's not what you said earlier.
Between you and me. Anyway, I'm going to hand you over to Dave because guess who's heading towards the door?
Okay. His lordship.
His
Well,
lordship.
you'd better be quick because there's not a lot on tonight.
Yeah, I'll be quick tonight, Rocky.
Yeah, go on, chase him out the door. Okay. Good evening, everybody. Hello. Welcome to the Madhouse, as usual. Hatches, matches, and dispatches. As I said, we haven't got much on tonight. We've got 7 dispatches. So, on the 3rd, last week, we had 2 departures, Jack Colwell, an Australian indie rock singer-songwriter, and Jerry Miller, the American ska singer with the Untouchables. Very sadly, on the 5th, Nell Smith, 17-year-old Canadian singer. She, during COVID lockdown at the age of 13, recorded vocals for songs by the Flaming Lips. They were doing a covers album. And she sent her stuff off. She actually managed to get a single released. There's a lovely picture of her holding a copy of her single. She very unfortunately on the 5th died in a car accident at the age of 17. Very sadly missed, and it affected the Flaming Lips because they announced it the following evening at a concert, and the lead singer broke down. Anyway, continuing on the 6th, Johnny Neal. There's a blast from the past. American Southern rock singer and keyboardist with the Allman Brothers Band. He passed. And on the 7th, we had 3. Hans van Hemert, a Dutch music producer and songwriter. Cissy Houston, American singer with the Sweet Inspirations. She was also an actress, and she also won the Grammy twice in 1997 and 1999. And Jack Ponty, American songwriter, famously wrote Hey Stupid and Love's a Loaded Gun, both for Alice Cooper, and he was also a record producer. Birthdays, there's only 11 today. And there's one that I looked at and I said, no, I'm not doing that. So we'll start at age 41 today is Elizabeth May, better known as Lizzie, L-Z-Z-Y for our American friends. Lizzie Hale, American hard rock singer and musician with the band Hailstorm. 63 today is Martin Kemp, younger brother of Gary, whose birthday is next week. It's Wednesday of next week, so he's going to miss out on getting a mention. 64 is Eric Martin, American rocker with the band Mr. Big, and the younger brother of a Who guitarist, songwriter, Simon Townsend, is 64 today. He's worked with quite a few people as well. He's well known in his own right. 66 today is Tanya Tucker, American Grammy Award-winning country singer-songwriter. You probably know her best for her song Delta Dawn, which was recorded in 1972 when she was only 13 years old. 70 today, shock horror, David Lee Roth.
I couldn't believe it.
I know. Did you know that since he retired from doing music, he's become a licensed EMT, emergency medical technician in New York?
Oh, fair play to him.
Yeah, apparently he's had some. He's already recorded 200 call-outs that he's responded to.
Oh, respect to David Lee Roth.
Yeah. 71 today. Midge Ure, Scottish singer, songwriter, guitarist, synth player with Ultravox, Visage, Slick, Band-Aid.
Yeah, he wrote. He was responsible for "Do You They Know It's Christmas."
Yep. 76 today. There's 3. Cyril Neville, American singer and percussionist with the Neville Brothers. Ed Volker, American swamp rock keyboardist with the Radiators. And Josiane Grisot. You won't recognize that name, but you might know her as Séverine. She was a French singer She won the Eurovision Song Contest in 1971 with the song Un banc, un arbre, une rue. A bench, a tree, a street, for those of us who don't speak French. And granddad today is 84-year-old Stanley Mouse. Born Stanley Miller, he's an American artist. He's notable for an awful lot of psychedelic rock concert poster designs and album art.
And I
he got it.
I got it.
The Grateful Dead and Journey. Bon après-midi, Romuald, ça va? Notable marriages today. Only got one. Guns N' Roses guitarist Slash. He married his first wife, model actress Renée Surin. They got divorced in 1997. So that's your hatches, matches, dispatches. Rocky's been round, checked the bush, made sure it hasn't been uprooted. Talking point today is greatest hits. Anthologies, whatever you want to call them. Maximum 10, any format. Thank you, Romuald. So let me.
He's better at French than me.
Maybe. Even my old French teacher, who I met him at golf club. I came walking out of the pro shop and he was standing there. Bonsoir, monsieur, ça va? And he looked at me. Ça va bien? Et vous? You don't recognize me, do you? No. I said, it's David. Eh? Oh. He says, bloody good accent. You sounded like a Parisian. Brian Organ.
Yeah, I did do some order some ice cream in Paris. Your
English is very good.
No, when I said,
no, it's Romuald.
Well, your English is very good. Oh, brilliant. Anyway,
Brian Auger, I don't think so. I will have to check.
Okay, so
well, shall I add that to stage?
And yes, and
you go full screen, and I will go and check.
What have we got next week? Not what. So let's have a look on Monday. We've finally reached the end of Bob Dylan on Monday. And we're going to have a look at his albums from 2010 up to the very present day. So that means the following week, we've got a new story. Perfect Side. I thought, I will do a Black Sabbath album. What one shall I do? And I thought, let's do the first one that Ronnie James Dio did, the brilliant Heaven and Hell, the album that revitalized this band's career. So then we go to Tuesday. Simon will be happy. I'm actually going to rank the albums of Oasis. Very prevalent in the news at the moment, of course. So we're going to have a look at the studio albums of Oasis. And guess what? We've got another Bad Hour song retro ranking. And the band that's in the chair this time round are U2. Yes. Yep, you're absolutely right, Zeb. Absolutely spot on. So, Marathon next week is a part 1 of 2. Michael will be happy. We've got part 1 of the Todd Rundgren ranking. We're doing these albums 26 up to number 14. It's Todd. Yeah, Todd's getting some love. He doesn't get much love on YouTube or in the vinyl community, but he's going to get some for the next 2 weeks. And when we did Nas, which was pretty cool.
That was the lead-in. We gave you a clue last week. This was coming.
Yes, that's the lead-in. This was coming. So now next Thursday is a whopping day. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. 2 birthdays, 2 5th birthdays, one for Charles. 17th of October 1982, when Charles became 5. Father Stack, he was 5 in 1992. Then we got Battle Royale 2, the singles, Group B, the singer-songwriters, which we've got John Lennon, Kate Bush, Gary Newman, and Phil Collins. And if that's not enough for you, I'll be taking a wander down the sidewalk for October the 17th, top 10 in America in 1973. Then we go to Friday. We've got a bit of mixture here. First, we're going to have some live albums of the brilliant Cats in Space, a great British soft rock band, fine musicians. Now, we've got a new album. Now, of all the people to come up with this one, it was Dave. He says, go and have a listen to this. And it's an album by a band called Harriet, and it's called Devoured by the Mouth of Hell, which is really heavy metal. It's a real proper headbanger, I can assure you. Not for the faint-hearted. But that's not the end of the week, because on Sunday, we got Brian. Now, Brian is yet again one of Hugh Scott's relatives. They're always getting him done. He's given me a whole list of his aunties and cousins now. So Brian is the cousin of our friend Hugh. And it's his first one, so that he was 20th of October 1978. And so some juicy top singles in that top 10. So that's what we're doing next week, folks. There we go. Oh, wonderful stuff. Some great stuff. Looking through to the... Yeah, I'm afraid we got Todd. So let's get the link up there.
Right. To start with, Brian Auger is potentially 40 albums.
Yeah,
that's just a rough scan.
I'll have to look into that one then.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, also.
And Andy Partridge.
Yeah.
He's worked with Peter Blegvad, The Lilac Time, The Nines, Miles Kane, David Yazbek, Voice of the Beehive, The Wooden Tops, The Wallflowers, Perennial Divide, The Raiders, Charlotte Hatherley. Blimey. Plus, he was at XTC and all the rest. So I don't know how many, but Andy will be added to the list as well.
Yeah. Pulsar may be right there, Pulsar. All the way from Coltrane, Northern Ireland, it's Mr. Richard McCool. Good evening, Richard.
Good evening. What town did you say? I thought you said Coltrane there. Coltrane.
Coltrane.
So I don't know how long I'll be up for, but I'll definitely be up to do this greatest hits thing, because I set myself a challenge and I actually had to do a little bit of research. So can you hear me?
Yes, yep. I can. I'm just under some research.
I did research. I did actually have, because I set a challenge. So I need to get one more person at least up before I do it. But I won't do it all night.
I'm sure one of the regulars will come up.
Yeah. So, well, do you have a good birthday?
Yeah. The best thing for the birthday was getting the record deck back, I think.
Yeah. So you're in your 59th year now, Iain.
Yeah. You don't have to remind me.
The difference between you and me is I was alive when England won the World Cup. You weren't.
Yeah. Yeah, Mike will be up in 5 minutes, Richard. So
yeah, no, that's okay. No problem. So I've had a night off. This is my last night off before my Christmas holidays. So this will be the last time I'll be able to join you.
Yes, we are doing on Sunday. I mean, on Saturday, aren't we? But you want a late start, don't you?
I'll tell you why it is, Iain. It's a simple reason. It's my sleeping habits are just all over the place at the moment, and I'm finding it really difficult to sleep over the weekend. And that was one of the reasons I missed the last one, because I was awake all night. So if I make it 2 o'clock, I'll be fine for it.
Yeah, it will be up on Saturday at some stage, but it'll be a bit later.
Yeah.
I've got my list. I've done. I'm raring to go.
And I also have to talk to you tomorrow about live stream or StreamYard.
Yeah.
Because I have to do a video next month with a very special mystery guest. I want to be able to do it on StreamYard. I won't be going live, so I need to talk to you about free StreamYard and how the heck do I get it. I know I'm on StreamYard at the moment, but I don't have StreamYard on the computer, so I just click your link and voila. But I need to be able to learn how to set one up.
Okay, we'll have a, I'm not around tomorrow night.
I know. Oh, for Simon's?
Yeah, I'm out eating.
Well, quite funny enough, I'm out for a meal tomorrow evening as well, but I'll be back in time for it.
No, but I mean, I'll talk to you on Saturday.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've done my top, the 2000s one. I said I couldn't do.
Yeah.
I'm flipping 7 bubbling unders.
I've got 5. I've got more than the 90s. I know.
No, I thought this was actually easier than the 90s once it got started.
Yeah, I think there was a little bit more to choose from. I thought.
Well, a certain section saved me big time. I'm not saying anything more until we do a video, but a certain section saved me, and it's dominated by a certain section. That's all I'll say.
Yes. So I'm off to see 10cc next Saturday.
Very good. The Graham Goldman Band, as I call it now.
Yeah. Well, Rick Fenn's in it.
I know, but when you talk about 10cc, you talk about Eric Stewart and Saul Lawcram.
Yeah.
That's what they Saul Campbell.
So getting up on stage, can you?
And the drummer fella, Kevin Godley.
Yeah. It'll be a good night, and they'll do all the.
Did you know
it's a good show?
Did you know that James Griffiths interviewed Kevin Godley?
Yeah, I did see that.
It was a part of an interviewee or a part of an interviewer, which was very, very interesting.
Yeah, it was. I thought, what a coup for James that was.
I know it was.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. We got there wasn't many tickets left. I'm not sitting with Lee. We're sort of sitting. He's right there, and I'm a bit behind him.
Yeah. Well, that doesn't really matter.
Well, there were 2 right at the back when you wouldn't have seen nothing.
Yeah, well,
they offered Lee these seats. He says, "How many? There's loads of stairs." And he says, he stood there. I said, "I'm disabled. How am I going to get up all them stairs?" But apparently, if we get there a bit early, if anyone's dropped out,
yeah. No, fair enough.
So I'm quite looking forward to that.
Oh, it'll be good. It'll be good. We'll get all of it.
I was just looking there. I don't know if I'm a believer from 33 1/3 revs per monkey was issued as a single through Augur Trinity. Record Hand was asking. There you go. I don't know.
We can look into it.
I'm looking, but so far I can't find an answer. I do like Dave's.
Excellent stuff. Right. Anyway, good evening, Mike.
Hello.
Hello.
How you doing, Mike?
Yeah, how's it going, man?
Not too bad. Not too bad.
So now you've got another person up, Richard.
Okay. The greatest hits.
Yeah.
Okay. Before you make me big, all I will say is, whenever the wheel span round and it came out greatest hits, and I asked you, can you use best ofs and all the rest, you said, yes, no problem. Well, I've decided, this is not the challenge, I decided that greatest hits has to be in the title. So I'm not touching any best ofs or completes or essentials or anything like that, or anthologies. It has to have greatest hits. Now, this is where the challenge came. What is a hit? A hit technically is top 40 or top 75, or top 100 or top 75. I think it's actually top 75 is regarded as a true hit. Okay, so a greatest hit is something that reaches basically the top 10, because if you look in the Guinness Book of Hit Singles, it will get the little moon beside it if it gets top 10. Obviously, if it gets the number 1, it'll get a little star. So what I've decided to do, can I get 10 albums with greatest hits in the title, right? And one album has got 10 top 10 hits on it. One has got 9 top 10 hits on it. One has got 8. One has got 7, right up to one having only 1 top 10 hit on it. And I think I've finished it.
You're taking this seriously.
No, but if the Spanner men allow, including yourself, Mike, I will show an 11th, which has no hits on it whatsoever, but it's still called greatest hits.
Yeah,
Not
that's
even
fine, because I'm showing 11 tonight.
Right, okay. So I'll tell you what, I'll go through each album and tell you what the top 10 hits are. I think I know them by memory, but just in case I don't, I've written some of them down. And then once we get to the top 5, you can have a guess. Because if we're doing guessing at 10, you'd be here all night. Okay? So
before you charge off, record hand, I'm looking at the Trinity discography and the singles. It's not listed as a Trinity Brian Auger single.
Right, are you busy on what am I producer at the moment?
Simple answer: 3, 2, 1. Boom.
there you go.
There you go.
Right. So this greatest hits has got 10 and only 10 top 10 hits on it. Okay, there's some that are top 20, but Queen's greatest hits, which is currently number 29 in the charts, spending its 1,122nd week in the charts. And the top 10 hits are Bohemian Rhapsody, Another One Bites the Dust, Killer Queen, You're My Best Friend, Don't Stop Me Now, Crazy Little Thing Called Love, Somebody to Love, Flash, and We Are the Champions. So 10 top 10 hits.
I didn't realise Flash got in the top 10. Good God.
Number 10. It's actually Brian May's highest charting Queen single. 9, go make yourself a cup of tea because nobody will be interested in this one. It's Shania Twain's greatest hits.
Thank you, got it.
And her 9 are You're Still the One, From This Moment On, That Don't Impress Me Much, Man If You Like a Woman, Don't Be Stupid, I'm Gonna Get You Good, Ka-Ching, Forever and For Always, and Party for 2. Then we get to number 8, and this has got 8 top 10 hits on it. And it's Mud, Greatest Hits. What an album, by the way. This is absolutely brilliant. And they are Dynamite, Rocket, The Secrets That You Keep, The Cat Crept In, Oh Boy, Tiger Feet, Moonshine Sally, and Lonely This Christmas. So we go on to 7. This was the one that really, really bugged me. It took me ages to get this because I had to do the league's greatest hits, and I looked up everyhit.uk. I thought, yeah, 7. And then when I looked at the album, there was another one on it by Phil Oakey and Giorgio Moroder. So, number 7, The Stranglers' greatest hits, 1977 to 1990. And the 7 are Peaches, Something Better Change, No More Heroes, Strange Little Girl, Golden Brown, European Female, and the crappy All Day and All the Night. So that's 7 top 10 hits on that. And then we go to 6. And there's only 6 hits on this. You would think there was more. And the 6 are Your Song, Daniel, Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, Saturday Night's All Right for Fighting, Rocket Man, and Crocodile Rock. So it's hard to believe that things like Candle in the Wind and Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me didn't reach the top 10.
That's amazing. That's shocking, really, isn't it?
That's the original, whereas the re-release for Diana
Number one.
hammered this one. Yeah.
And the live version in the 80s was top 10. So the original and the best did the worst.
Exactly.
So number 5, greatest hits, and 5 top 10s. And we have, I love that cover. I just think
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Susie Quattro.
Yeah.
And the 5 are, well, Iain, do you want to guess?
Can the Can.
Correct.
Devil Gate Drive.
Correct.
48 Crash.
Correct.
Oh, I'm struggling now. Already.
Can't Give You More.
I know what you mean. If You Can't Give Me Love.
Yeah.
Yes. And the other one, The Wild One.
Ah,
So those are the 5.
Is it the one you done with your man from...
Stumbling In. No, it's not on this, but it wasn't a top 10 in the UK. By the way,
Did we
this
say Can the Can? Did we say Can the Can?
yeah, it's the very first one you said. Or yeah. You got them all. Number 4, and there's only 4 top 10 hits of this album. One of the albums I would save in a fire, albeit 3 of them are number 1. So there's only 4 top 10 hits of this.
Wow.
And can you name them? You can read.
Dancing Queen.
No, this is just before Dancing Queen.
SOS.
SOS, that's the one that wasn't number 1.
Waterloo.
Correct.
I should know.
Think Bohemian Rhapsody and the operatic section.
Mamma Mia.
Correct. And Alan Park.
It's either going to be, oh crikey,
Alan Partridge's Son. If you ever watched Alan Partridge.
Fernando.
Knowing Me, Knowing You.
No, it's Fernando. You're quite right.
Yeah.
Okay, and then this one would be.
But that wasn't an original whenever it was on the greatest hits.
And I've got the original one without Fernando, which means it would have been 3, but that original one wasn't released in the UK. One for Michael, Not the Football, 3 top 10 hits off this.
Oh, All the Young Dudes has got to be on there.
Correct.
Honolulu Boogie.
No, number 11, Mike. Sorry.
Oh no.
Twice Bitten, Once Shy, whatever it's bloody called.
No, that's an Ian Hunter solo.
God.
All the Way to Memphis.
Correct. That's a tough one. Another one is the.
One more.
One more.
Well, if you said Roll Away the Stones, All the Young Dudes.
Roll Away the Stone.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh.
And then 2 top 10 hits. There's one other hit on it, number 37. And this is a band that very rarely gets shown. And this is easy to get the 2. And it's Sailor.
A Glass of Champagne.
Correct.
The other one.
Oh.
It's also the name, I think, of an Elvis Costello compilation album of B-sides and various things. Double album.
I've got the tune going in my head and I can't think of it.
The same word repeated twice. So it's something, something, something.
It's not Girls, 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 is it?
It is Girls, Girls, Girls.
Well done, Dave.
And then one top 10 hit. In fact, the only hit that's on this album in the UK. I'm sure she had a lot of hits in the States. I never checked. But she's only ever had 2 top 40 hits in the UK. One was in the early 60s. But what is the top 10 hit on Carole King, her greatest hits?
I'll leave that to Iain.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Just make the shirt was on it. There it is.
God. Nah.
No,
This is annoying.
it is on the Tapestry album.
What was last month?
September.
No,
Is that-
no, that's their hit in the 60s, which is not on this. This is their solo.
Right. Okay.
Oh,
Oh. Yes. Okay. Yes. Got it. A seismic feeling.
No, you're thinking of I Feel the Earth Move.
Yeah.
No, I'll tell you,
No. Wow.
yeah.
it's too late.
Oh, it's
Oh,
too.
crikey.
Oh, bloody hell.
Okay, and then the bonus one.
Does it know? I know. I feel the earth move. That got to number 6.
Yeah. Pulsar got it.
That wasn't Carl King.
No Pulsar.
I Feel the Earth Move was a hit in the 80s or 90s. Trust me, it might have been the B side of It's Too Late, but It's Too Late is the one that's charted. Have a look.
Mm.
Okay, and then one which is called Greatest Hits, and every song off this was not a hit. It wasn't even a top 100 hit. Can you guess the artist? And I'll give you a clue. It's a male singer. It's an absolutely brilliant album. He started off in the 60s, and he's no longer with us.
That covers a lot of people. Right. None of them were in the top 100.
Peter Frampton.
None of them are in the top 40. No, I think that he was Canadian.
Gordon Lightfoot.
No,
No. It's not Steve. No, it's not Stephen.
died. Well, I think he died 2016.
No, I
Nope,
no.
Leonard Cohen.
Oh, of course.
Oh God, yeah.
Greatest hits, not a single hit off it, and an absolute corking album.
Oh.
So there's my little challenge I enjoyed doing.
Oh, that was really good.
That was really good. Yes.
Well done, Richard.
Thank you very
That was
much.
great. That was good fun.
Excellent.
Yeah, that was really good. I like that.
Yeah.
So that was the first.
Oh,
Darren, there's always one, isn't there?
yeah.
Anyway, I'm going to show 11 tonight.
Oh,
Yes, you know.
Because
Right,
the first one
sorry. There you go.
was a birthday present from Lee. And as we're going to see them next week,
All right,
Oh.
see.
Shiny,
it's
shiny,
a
shiny.
really nice little, it's a 3-disc set. And it's not just got the greatest hits on, it's got some of the deep cut tracks on it. We've got Channel Swimmer on here. Unit à Paris on here. I Want to Rule the World. Don't Squeeze Me Like Toothpaste. So it's not your usual, I'm not in love, good morning, Judge. I've had one disc on today and it's absolutely brilliant, that disc. I've really enjoyed that. Okay, so that's the Brucey bonus. Now, the first band is Deep Purple. Now, I've got quite a lot of Deep Purple greatest hits, but I don't think I've ever shown this one. It came out when they reformed. It's called The Anthology. It's got an album, and it covers Mark 1, 2, and 3. So you've got Hush, the original, Amaretta's on here, Shadows, Ring That Neck. We got Speed King, Black Knight, and it's got Grab Splatter, which was a B-side. It's got Fireball on it, When a Blind Man Cries, Might Just Take Your Life. Courageous Redig, which was the B-side of Burn. It's a really good album. You know, it's got a little bit in the middle about all the band. So some pictures of everyone that had been in the band up till then. So yeah, great album. My second one was one I picked up in France. The Best of Whitesnake, and it's on one of the most famous French label, but it's not the pink one. It's
Oh.
Undula's distribution carrier. It's the best of what it's done. It's got all their stuff up to 1982. I brought this when I was coming back from France. Well, there's the picture of the people in the band at the time. Tell how old it is. It's a very young-looking David Coverdale.
He looks like Carol King.
Yeah, he does a bit there, doesn't he? I know I consider this one of the best, greatest hits ever made, and I know Richard probably agrees.
That's very good.
That's very good, yeah.
Yeah, that's the one I brought up in Leeds.
It is, yeah. You bought it in Relics, didn't you?
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, as I said before, it sounds spanking new.
Yeah. It looks just about new anyway, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's a fantastic album. I play it quite a lot already. I've only had it a few.
So what does that cover then? What sort of period?
On here, it's got Another Day, Silly Love Songs, Live and Let Die, Junior's Farm, With a Little Luck, Band on the Run, Uncle Albert, Hi Hi Hi, Let 'Em In, My Love, Jet and Mulligan.
All right. Yeah, I mean, another good thing about that one is that there's a couple of non-album singles on there, aren't there? And it's always nice to have them together.
Yeah, then what one do you always say should be on here, Richard?
Listen to what the man said. It's not on it. It should be.
Yeah. I could have squeezed it on somewhere, I'm sure.
Yeah. You know, Sea Moon is one of my absolute favourites.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got that on the Essential Paul McCartney, which is another. It's on the CD.
All right.
So I love the picture on the back of Paul, Linda, and Denny. Excellent.
Did you get the
all-round album. Good egg.
Did you get the poster with it?
No, there's no poster with it, unfortunately. But I've got the album. My next one. I don't know if many people have seen this one. He didn't release many greatest hits album, and that's Jean-Michel Jarre. Now, this covers up till, what's the most current thing on here? The most current thing on here is stuff off the China concerts, because there's an edited version of Fishing Junks at Sunset and Orient Express. But it's got all the usual suspects: Oxygen 4, Equinox 5, Oxygen 2, Magnetic Field 2, and it's got the overture from the China concerts. I brought this, in a basement bargain, $1.99 in our price.
Yeah, very good.
It's a really good album.
So are they mainly radio edits?
Yeah, it's like what they used to play on the radio. So it's a nice little album, actually.
Yeah.
My next one is a Jethro Tull one. MU. You can't. There is actually a picture on there because of the glare. You can't see it, but it's a picture of Iain doing his little stand. There's some really good tracks on here. This one's got Teacher on it, Aqualung, Bit of Thick as a Brick, Bungle in the Jungle, Locomotive Breath, Fat Man, Living in the Past, Passion Play, Skating Away, Rainbow Blues, and Nothing Is Easy. So it's got all them earlier hits. Again, if you like the earlier Jethro Tull, this is a really good album to have. Pity you can't see it because you can't really see because of the glare. Hang on, there we go.
Yeah, that's good.
It's a very sort of thin picture of Iain doing his flute bit. Okay, a band that you'd never thought that would do a greatest hits album, and it's not called the greatest hits. It's actually called A Collection of Dance Songs. Pink Floyd. It has got a re-recorded version of Money on here because of some rights to the actual tune. So Dave Gilmour went and re-recorded it. But it's got One of These Days on here, Money, Sheep, Shine on Your Crazy Diamonds, the first 5 parts, Wish You Were Here, Another Brick in the Wall. And so it's a pretty good little compilation album, actually, greatest hits album, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
It's got a really, I don't know what that's got to do with Pink Floyd, but
yeah.
My next one is a ZZ Top one from the early days of ZZ Top. That's the best of ZZ Top. Now, all these songs are off the first 4 albums, I think. We've got Fish on here, Waiting for the Bus. Jesus Just Left Chicago. Francine, Just Got Paid. Lagrange, Blue Jean Blues, Black Door Love Affair, Beer Drinkers and Hellraisers, and Heard It on the X. So this is a really good. I love the cover for this. Cowboys and all that. It's a really good little album. My next one is from a band from Sweden, and they're not ABBA. It's Europe.
Ah.
I picked this up cheap as well. It's from 1982 to 1992. It's got it's got the Final Countdown on here, and Stormwind, Open Your Heart, Cherokee, Ready or Not. And there were two tracks that I'd only just recorded, which went on a later album, Sweet Love Child and Yesterday's News. So, yeah, a double album, and I picked it up for the mass amount of £3.99 back in the day. Yeah, so it's good. And it's got a little picture of the band on the back. I don't know what's on the usual sort of thing. It's got pictures of the band at the time and all that sort of thing. So it's an excellent little album. Next one, again, I picked this up cheap. It's Meatloaf's It's Out of Hell. I just love the cover of it. It's just got all the usual suspects off the first three albums. So we've got Bat Out of Hell on here, Read 'em and Weep, Midnight at the Lost and Found, 2 out of 3, Dead Ringer, Modern Girl. That was the new single. We've got Love You for Both of Us. You Took the Words, Rage's Edge, and Paradise by the Bashful Light.
Yeah.
Nice little compilation of his great hits.
It is good. It's the only Meatloaf album that I own.
It is a good greatest hits album, though, isn't it? If you want to,
it's good though. Yeah, it's great. Yeah.
My last one.
Oh yes.
No Remorse, and it is, of course, the limited edition leather-bound one. This covers all the classic Motorhead, Ace of Spades on here, Motorhead, Stay Clean, Killed by Death's on here, Too Late, Too Late. The brilliant Please Don't Touch with Girls' School, Stone Dead Forever, Emergency, Bombers on here, Shine, Dancing on Your Grave, We Are the Road Crew, and they're one of her first hits, Louie Louie.
Yeah.
Which is nothing like Ace of Base. But yeah, brilliant album. It's got bits about the band, pictures of the band, and it's still, the leather still smells of leather.
Oh.
Yeah, so that is just a fantastic one. I just love that cover.
Yeah, it's great.
And the back's not too bad either.
Yeah.
Is Please Don't Touch on it with Girl Stuff?
Yeah, Please Don't Touch is on here. All the fine quality that Motorhead is. So there we go. There is my.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well done. That was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just looking at Downs about the label the ZZ Top's on. I can't remember what this one's on. I'll have a look. I'll find the damn thing. I think this is on the Warner Brothers. Yeah, it's just on the good old-fashioned Warner Brothers label.
Yep.
Yeah. So there we go.
Ian, take
Yes?
note.
All right.
Okay, right, yeah. Okay.
So OTC, the count has been increased.
Okay,
But
no problem.
Zeb has followed up with explorations, which is a joint effort. I think that's part of the two. Anyway, let's see.
Oh dear.
Lemmy fans should check out Sam Gopal. That's a pity.
That's a shame. But the sound quality on that is excellent. My No Remorse.
Anyway,
yes. Let's put the link in again. Now we're gonna short see. There we go. Yeah.
Well, listen, folks, as I said, I'm only here for a short time, so I'm going to clear off now.
Okay,
All right.
I will see you. I'll see you on Saturday.
Yeah,
Yeah,
nice to see you, Richard.
All the best, guys. Bye.
Yeah,
Take
see
it
you.
easy. Even non-Lemmy fans should check out Sam Gopal.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, so well, I'll give you the total damage to the, and thank God this was still under warranty. It had to have obviously a new cartridge, and there was some wires underneath that had the circuit broken. So they had to re-strip all the wire, put all new wires in it.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that shelf is fixed as well properly, is
Oh, God, yes. It's been well and truly
Well,
reinforced.
bolted, araldite, you name it.
Yeah, it's I spent it's a good job it happened on my week off, really.
Yeah.
I could really concentrate on getting that shelf. I've made like some old, it's got holes in the wall with some reinforced wrought plugs and
Right, yeah. So it's definitely not coming off now.
No, I actually put some weights on it before I put the DVDs on it, and it didn't even bow. It was rock solid.
Excellent.
So I've actually moved where the record deck's moved a little bit as well. So, but I'm going to have a real shufty at Christmas and put it in a new place. So,
Great.
yes, lucky boy apparently, as the guy in the shop said. But they like a challenge. So I mean, he had to. There's some wires underneath that was damaged, so that's where the brake was. So they had to literally rewire it. It sounds better. Yeah. I don't know if it's me, but it sounds better than it did before.
I'm sorry, I just.
Oh,
dear. Yes. Anyway, have you got any greatest hits then, Mike?
Oh, one or two, yeah. Yeah.
I didn't think you'd find greatest hits.
Is this going to be stretch out 1 or 2, or are we going for 11 like everybody else?
It's 10, and I've got no idea how many top 10 hits there were on each one.
That was fantastic, wasn't it?
I thought that was really good.
But we know this, don't we, about Richard? Richard knows, the UK charts backwards.
Yeah.
I could never begin to do that.
Yeah, he makes us look amateurish, doesn't he?
He certainly does.
Why? Are you doing it for money? I'm not. I'm an amateur.
No. Well,
we are amateurs.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Right.
It's strange not having a certain gentleman up by now.
He's probably in bed still.
Well, he was up late yesterday, wasn't he?
Yes.
We'll
talk about that later.
Yeah, it's just coming up to 5 a.m, so I'm not surprised. Yeah.
Oh my God. I don't know how he does it, I really don't.
Dedication, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, are we going to put you up front and center?
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah.
Right then, folks. Here we go. Some greatest hits. So I thought what I'd do is I'd start off with some sort of like lesser known bands, that you may or may not have heard of. So here's the first one. I don't know if you know who these are.
Oh yeah, some up and coming band from London.
Yeah. Well, these up and coming bands are, some young men that are still touring.
I still think they're young.
Yeah.
Even though they're in their 80s.
Yeah. I mean, you've got to admire them, haven't you? Really.
Yeah.
But there you go. This is a double album, and you can see it's called Rod Gold, and it covers period up to December '69. So the last tracks on side 4, you've got Midnight Rambler, and then Gimme Shelter, 2 from '69. And you got Honky Tonk Woman, Sympathy for the Devil, Street Fighting Man, and it goes all the way back to Come On, which is a Chuck Berry cover from probably about '63, is it?
It's about 1963. It's got to be 1963 when they're first.
Yeah, and then Lennon and McCartney's I Want to Be a Man. Not Fade Away, which is one of my absolute favourite Rolling Stones singles. So it's really good. I mean, I bought this when it came out, and it's absolutely lovely, and it's on the Decca label, the good old fashioned sort of Decca label.
Yeah, when did that one come out, Mike?
I think it came out about 1970.
What's that? The album? 1975.
Something like that.
1975.
14th of November, 1975.
Oh God, yeah. I thought it was a lot earlier than that. But yeah. I remember buying it. Yeah, 75 would make more sense, really. Yeah. So that's the first one. Another band that might sort of make it one day. You never know.
Yeah.
Oh, I know why. I remember now why Rolled Gold struck a chord. It was released without the band's permission.
Ah, right. Yeah. It's a really good. I mean, it's a really good comp. Really good greatest hits. So anyway, this is the.
Yeah, who's better?
This is the Who. So you've got. Can't even read it here. Yeah, My Generation's on here.
These are all right.
Yeah, any time, anyhow.
Pictures of Lily.
I'm a Boy, which is good. Happy Jack. Pictures of Lily. I Can See for Miles. Who Are You? Yeah, really, really, really good stuff. So that's the stuff.
I do like the cover of that.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah, they're in mid-flight, aren't they?
Yeah.
And Pete Townsend, literally, I think. Yeah, really good. Again, this is the first album I bought by this guy. There you go, Bob Dylan.
Excellent.
And this is more Bob Dylan greatest hits. So these are some of the sort of kind of slightly later sort of ones. So you got Watching the River Flow, Don't Think Twice, It's All Right, the lovely Lay Lady Lay, My Back Pages, Maggie's Farm, Positively Full Street, If Not For You, New Morning, Tomorrow Is a Long Time, You Ain't Going Nowhere, and then Down in the Flood is the last track. And, it's really, really nice comp. And as I say, it's the first Bob Dylan that I bought. And then I went out and started buying the studio albums. Right, a band that I believe, and I mean people might not agree, but I think this is all you need from these guys. Squeeze, singles 45 and under. This is an absolutely brilliant album.
It is.
And I think their studio albums are not that great, quite honestly. But they wrote these tremendous singles. Take Me, I'm Yours, Goodbye Girl, Call for Cats, Up the Junction, Slap and Tickle, Another Nail in My Heart, Pulling Muscles from the Shell, Is That Love, which is a great track, Tempted, Labelled with a Love, Black Coffee in Bed, and Then You Get You Gone. And it's an absolutely brilliant album. But somehow, the albums, for me, never really did it for me. So I think that's about all you need.
Yeah, I think it's up there with the Wings' greatest hits, that is. It's one of the greatest hits albums.
Yeah, it's because you know, whoever decided what the single should be, you know, made the right choice, I think, just about every time. So it really is greatest hits.
Bear with us a tick.
What?
The early bird has
Oh!
finally found the worm.
Hey,
Good morning, Michael.
Michael.
Good morning.
Yeah,
Anyway, back to Mike.
yeah, right, okay. Now, Fairport Convention.
Oh,
Yeah, here we go. The history of Fairport. And do you remember these rock family trees?
Yes, I used to watch that every week.
Yeah, Pete Frame, and there were books and everything. I wish I had the books, quite honestly, but I think they're absolutely brilliant. So there you go. That's this is Fairport. You know, you got Meet on the Ledge, Fotheringay, which of course is a Sandy Denny track, really, isn't it? From the band Fotheringay. Sailor's Life, Book Song, few medleys. Now Be Thankful, which is Dave Swarbrick and Richard Thompson track, and it's absolutely lovely. Walk a While, Sloth, which you either love or you don't, and I love it. You know, it's really good. Angel Delight, Crazy Man Michael, Breakfast in Mayfair, which is from John Babbitt Lee, as well as a hanging song. And it's a really good company. It's got, you know, it's nicely presented as well. So you've got their sort of pictures of the band, and then there's a booklet in the middle that's got all the different band members are sort of are represented there with a little bit by them.
Don't you like an album that's got a book you can read while you're listening?
Fairport book.
Yeah. And what I like about that, it's a book that you can read while you're listening to the album. You know, all that information in there.
The pages, you could
Yeah.
turn the
Oh,
pages.
yes, definitely. Yeah. It's really good. I quite like that. You know, fair sort of extensive sleeve notes, everything. You know, it's sort of, you know, I think it kind of adds to the you know, the whole experience. Right then, getting back more to my sort of territory now, and it's here you go. Don't know if you know these guys, Civic. They're Australian garage band. They're absolutely brilliant. And I suppose this counts as greatest hits because it's on one side you've got their debut EP, which was called New Vietnam, and then you've got various singles on the on the B side. And if you don't know Civic and you like a bit of garage rock, they're absolutely brilliant. Taken by Force, their latest album, it's really, really fantastic.
Go and check it out.
Yeah. Did I see that Andy Gladwin's in them?
Yes.
Well, Andy, best of luck for Saturday, mate. I'm rooting for you. We don't want Wigan to do it again.
Yeah. I think we're all going for the underdogs, aren't we?
Well, I've always been of the sort of anyone but Wigan school. Yeah. Unless, of course, it's St Helens, and then it's just nobody. But yeah. So best of luck, Andy. Right. The great Chelsea. Right to Work, the singles. Great, one of the early punk bands, and you've got a nice depiction of the various singles in there. So of course, you know, their debut single, Right to Work, is an absolute must if you're serious about UK punk, I think. But you know, they've got some other good stuff in here. High Rise Living, that was a good one. Yeah, Urban Kids, Rocking Horse, No Escape, Stand Out. So it's basically the A sides and B sides of the singles. So it's really, you know, really good to have that sometimes. Right. Now then, a band from the 80s, German band. They're great. Exmal Deutschland. If you like Susie and the Banshees, you'd like Exmal Deutschland.
That's one for me then.
Lead singer, Anya Hoyer. She's just released her first solo album a few months ago, and it is absolutely brilliant. But yeah, this is stuff. It's all in, all in German. Incubus, Succubus is probably a track that you might know. But Exmal Deutschland, one of those bands that was sort of beloved of the likes of John Peel. So, they'd appear on Late Night Radio 1 on quite a regular basis. So that's Exmal Deutschland.
Mike, I have a question. I missed your introduction. So the Exmal Deutschland and a lot of the other records that you just showed are they greatest hits records? Well,
this is basically Exmal Deutschland's singles.
Got you.
So,
got you.
They're singles, whether they're hits or not, basically.
I asked it because it's a point I'd like to bring up.
Basically, sort of like one band compilations. Although, the stuff I showed just before you came on.
Yeah.
Bands like Rolling Stones and Who, they were, proper sort of like singles collections.
Got you.
It's
an interesting point.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Someone we will love. Ian Jury.
Hey.
There you go. Jukebox Jury. And this has got, everything on here. What a Waste, which everyone knows is the greatest single ever released. But you've got Sex and Drugs and Rock and Roll, all sorts of stuff. All the hits are on here. And if you're wondering about Andy's comment,
I
think this is a bit of an in-joke between the two of us. Yes, he asked me to listen to the Postman Pat theme tune in German because he said it was better than the English version, and that it proves that songs sung in German are always superior to the British version.
We'll take
and in terms of Postman Pat, or Postbot Pat, as he's known in Germany, he's absolutely right. So there you go. And of course, these guys. There you go. Come on, Feel the Hits. It's got just about everything on here. Ends probably quite predictably with Merry Christmas, everybody. Is that right, Zach? Yeah, so you got, Come On, Feel the Noise, Squeeze Me, Please Me, My Friend Stan, Every Day. Anyway, you know the score, everything. The only thing about this double album is there's one of these, two albums in a single sleeve. But other than that, it's absolutely essential, I think, if you want, most of the singles together here. A double album. So anyway, that's mine then.
Good show.
Good show. Excellent stuff.
Thank you.
I could have showed it. I've got a Sweet's greatest hits, and I've got Slade's greatest. But I thought, I'm sure someone will show us Slade, but no one is showing a Sweet.
No, I don't have a Sweet greatest hits.
Yeah, mine's called Sweet 16, and it's got a girl. It's got the typical girl in the bedroom with the little record player listening to it, and then story mixtures on the back.
Yeah. You know what? I did toy with the idea of just showing a whole load of singles.
Yeah, you don't strike me as somebody who purchases greatest hits records, Mike.
Not on a regular basis, no.
Yeah.
No, I mean, really, I think the greatest hits albums that I've not shown, you can probably count them on the fingers of one hand.
Yeah. I kind of had the same predicament.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah,
So
like
have
most
you been
of mine.
creative about this?
What's that?
Have you been creative about this high level?
Oh boy! Oh boy! Boy! Oh boy! I've tried.
Yeah. Good.
You know. Yeah.
Right.
Awkward.
Sorry, I'm just looking back through stuff. All right. Okay. Are you ready, Mr. Highfield Records?
Yes. You know, this is so. Don't. I prefer that you don't make me big for a moment. May I ask that of you, Dave? So, you know, when we have these categories, I would suggest that we as a panel should once in a while take stock of what's about to be added, so that we're not caught flat-footed. Because, you know, I asked the question about Mike when I saw that X-Mal Deutschland, and I thought, that's a compilation. And Mike is a very, you know, serious collector. And before I say what I'm about to say, I'd like everybody to know that I did listen to Nightwish this week, and the song was Yes, Your Wind. And I need to tell you that I was not swayed on my opinion. So I believe that it was suggested to me that I listened to something else, and I couldn't. And there is probably the newest things. I assume that Yes, Your Wind was the newest because it was in Spotify. Oh, okay. So perhaps I should dig deeper, and I'll reserve judgment for next week. But I'd just like to say that, you know, I did listen to Yes, Your Wind. Okay.
Good for you.
So now I do not want to offend people. I really don't. And so I will find my words carefully.
But too late. I'm storming off in high dudgeon.
I would just like to say that I have never, ever bought a greatest hits record in my life. And because for me, I know that people have their reasons. Like my friend Harry, like he ordered the Smashing Pumpkins greatest hits, and he has Smashing Pumpkins greatest hits. And I said to him, "Why did you buy that?" I mean, I was really pissed off for him for being fiduciary irresponsible. That's a wrong conjugation of the word fiduciary. And he just basically said, "Well, I just wanted to have it. It was a nice thing to have." And so I have always felt that if you're going to buy, you might as well have one record with a couple of great songs by a band, and then try to find, you know, either ignore the other songs or try to learn to like them. But when you have a greatest hits record, it's kind of like, you know, the band didn't put it together. The record producer put it together. And that's always been, I'm very much a purist that way. And I think that purist idea hit me when I was like 11 years old. And I've never swayed from it. So I don't own any greatest hits records. And I decided that I wouldn't run, but I would come up and declare that thing, because I do not have anything. I could show you something else, but that would be filler, and perhaps we could have a discussion about that. I'd be welcome to that, but I have nothing to show.
I think you have a very valid point.
Yeah, I agree with you. You know, I mean, I think about half of mine were really sort of, compilations rather than greatest.
Yeah. I saw that. Right. Go on.
Yeah, but there's one. There is one thing that I'd say sort of in favour of, greatest hits, and I use the term sort of quite loosely, but really sort of like singles collections. Where you've got a band that didn't put their singles on the albums.
Agreed.
It's quite nice to have the singles together.
Yes.
As a sort of proxy sort of album.
Yeah, that's right.
Good point, and it's a good point from Mike, and it's a good point from Record Hound, and also they're space savers, right? I mean, you know, if somebody doesn't love Elton John, having an Elton John greatest hits is a perfect way to dip in, get a taste of him, and then go on to the other music that you like. Right?
Yeah.
But for me, in my purest upbringing, that was something that was a decision by the record producers, and maybe not the band themselves, because you know they're into making the albums, and I was very much an album kid, and so I that's why I never gravitated towards them.
Yeah, I've ever owned a copy of Queen's Greatest Hits.
It would be insulting, right? Because you're such a big fan of Queen. You'd never play it.
Yeah, I wouldn't, because I've got every single album. Queen.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you don't need, but also what you said, Dave mentioned this in respect of the Rolling Stones album I showed.
Could you show that again? Because I missed that.
Double album, Rolled Gold, and it was released without the band's permission.
Right.
You know, the record company decided we're going to do this. So yeah, it kind of invalidates it a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah. I think Record Hound made a point that some greatest hits records have got versions that have never been released on other records, and I guess, but that still doesn't technically make it a compilation, or because when I think greatest hits, it is, you know, the top 40 or the BBC top X that is included on the record, has a way to give a consumer a group of songs to save them money and get cash in their pockets for their annual revenue, and end of story.
Yeah, Marillion did something like that. They did, they brought one out for their 10th anniversary, which got all the hits on. But they brought out a CD called B-Sides themselves, and it was sort of the fans wanted all the B-sides off the 12 inches all in one place. So they put this disc out of all the B-sides, which the bands were involved with. So now they put it out, and it's a great little album to have all, instead of keep putting all the singles on and the 12 inches, you just put it on this thing and it plays all them songs. I mean, but there's like Guns N' Roses. I've got a greatest hits. I don't need all the other flannel, because they don't deserve it. Like Mike said about Squeeze, there are certain bands that the greatest hits is all you need by a band. I can think of quite a few bands like that you only need a greatest hits album, because I mean Genesis haven't really brought out a greatest hits. I have got that Dutch album, but I brought it because it was different. But I know if they, I know they've brought out a CD. I never brought it because there's no point. And they did do a re-recorded version of what was it? They did a
let's see. They did Turn It On Again.
Yeah, that's the one with the
Platinum Collection and The Last Domino.
Yeah. It's not necessary. And another thing about, you know, bands, and particularly bands like Genesis, if they produce a sort of not so much greatest hits, but a compilation, for me, the tracks are sort of because they're out of their original context.
Right.
You know what comes before and you know what comes after, but then you listen to the compilation and what comes after is something completely different, something that may not fit. You know, it doesn't have the same mood as what came before.
Well, that's because the Eagles never did concept albums, so it's easier to do a greatest hits for a band like the Eagles. But Genesis did.
Yeah.
And so exactly, you would be taking them out of context. And Genesis has got so many changes in their entire catalog that you'd have to do a series. You'd have to do a group of greatest hits. You'd have to do one, 1 to 4 in order to make it work. And then you're just pillaging their whole catalog. And so it makes no sense.
I mean, I think Black Sabbath had the right idea. They brought out like the Sabbath greatest hits, the Ozzy's years, the Ronnie Dale years. Someone thought about it. You couldn't have Heaven and Hell and Paranoid on the same album. No, it wouldn't flow because it's although it's the same band, it was a different style. So to bring them out as separates, and I think they're bringing one out. I think they've just done one with the Tony Martin years, and it makes sense. I've got no problem with that if that's what you like, but you don't want 3 different singers on one album because the sound's different.
Oh yeah,
it breaks up the continuity of the flow of the album. I mean, Status Quo. I've only got 2 greatest hits. I've got 12 Gold Bars and 12 Gold Bars 2. I haven't got any of the others because what's the point? I mean, they're just about to release another one, but it's got all the B-sides on it. And do I want it? I don't know. And the B-sides are not the old classics. It's all the modern stuff. And some of them are okay, some are not. And then apparently there's a full version of Famous of the Last Century, which was an abysmal album. And they even, people say, well, there's no point in buying greatest hits albums of like your favourite bands.
Unless to the contrary point, if that greatest hits record had some really, really special non-release song and you're a completist and you're going to buy it. Or if if there's something special about it because they put it on there to justify the sale of the record, then you're going to buy it. That I get. But not for me.
I've shown this tonight. I showed it earlier. Which one is it? For an example of that, if we can find it under the files. There we go. This one. Europe's greatest, 10 years. It says 2 previously unreleased tracks. I thought, I'll get that. And lo and behold, within the next album, guess what tracks are on it?
Those 2 tracks.
Yeah.
Yes. And you feel
calmed.
Yeah.
I mean, whenever I was working and traveling overseas, I was moving countries, anything from every year to every 18 months to every 3 years. Lugging around a set of albums and a record deck and all the rest, no, that took up far too much weight, especially whenever everything was being air freighted. Carrying a bunch of CDs that had, it's got his greatest hits, her greatest hits, their greatest hit, bum, bum, bum. That'll last me, I could put on a different greatest hits album every night for a month. There's 30 CDs.
Yeah.
I can just cycle it round, mix and match or whatever.
Sure.
Yeah. But
if I had the space, yes.
Yeah, absolutely, Dave. Yeah.
I mean, it is a way. Plus, if there had been a Nightwish singles album, I would have suggested that. But I think you would appreciate things like Nemo and Amaranth and Sleeping Sun and whatnot, which taken off the album. They still stand on their own 2 feet. They're good.
Yeah.
Put them in the album, yes, you can find the context. But as you've heard with Yesterwind, it's. I think the first 5 tracks sound disjointed.
Yeah.
I don't get a sense of flow, of a story, of an explanation. It was hard to listen to, but the last 4 tracks, where they've got the I forget the guy's name. He plays the Uilleann pipes, but
Troy.
his voice, yes, Troy. His voice is much mellower. It's easier to listen to. It's not raucous, throat-wrenching lyrics.
Mhm.
It's sensitive, melodic, and all of a sudden, this sounds good. This sounds nice. I could listen to this. And then they come back with a throat-wrenching bit. No, sorry. It was disjointed. It didn't mix well.
Mhm.
I think they need to go back and sort of reevaluate what they need doing. But anyway.
Anyway,
No, I do like some great hits. You get like a lot of album chants, like of this what I got for my birthday, greatest hits. But guess what's not on it? Rubber Bullets.
weird.
That's a
I think
legal dispute.
That's a legal dispute. I think whoever put this together hadn't got the rights to that song.
Sure.
But this has got their hits on it. It's got basically it shows all the I hate doing this. There we go. They're the albums that all the songs come off.
Yeah.
So, but there's not many greatest hits album that's got, like I said, don't squeeze me like toothpaste. Which is one of the early tracks. Channel Swimmers on it, as I said. And there's some live tracks on here. There's a live version of I'm Not in Love and Dreadlock Holiday.
Yeah. Yes, it's odd, isn't it? I mean, these things come in all sort of all shapes and sizes, don't they?
Hello, Simon.
But, yeah, hi,
Hello.
Simon.
How you doing?
Simon.
Yeah, doing great.
Hello again. I'm going to be polite and go, hello, how are you?
yeah, get out of here.
Simon came on just before we went live. So,
Yes.
Yeah. Have you got anything to show us, mate?
There's only one greatest hits worth showing.
Okay.
Before you jump on and do that, I'm just gonna hopefully it's gonna want that taken
How's the
out.
scoring going? Because at the last count, Little Willie, Wet Willie, hadn't got any votes.
Oh no! Oh no!
Right. There's a thing about rubber bullets, and I shall very quickly go
Up
and
now. Gotta vote.
Let's have a look here. 12 votes. Oh dear, 12 votes, and it still hasn't got one.
My God.
Yeah.
I had a feeling. I was afraid of that.
Really?
You need more Southern viewers on this channel. Okay, we need to go and do some PR campaigns in the Southern U.S.
Oh, I love you, Southern rock.
I know you do. When Elliot's on, you guys are really.
Oh, look,
really,
here it is. That's the
Yeah.
latest voting. This is the shop when Magnum are beating Grand Funk Railroad at the moment.
Yeah, it surprises me.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. Yeah.
Yes, I think Simon's ready to tell me.
Yeah.
I'm going to leave this here.
Right, hang on.
Oh, here we go.
This is all you need. All you need.
Says the man who has every Tom Petty record ever produced.
Yeah. This is all you need in life.
Okay. Could you read the tracks? Tell us a little story.
Tracks. First track, American Girl.
Great song.
Breakdown.
Yeah, good
Anything
song.
that's rock and roll. Great song. Listen to Her Heart. I Need to Know. Refugee. Because this is a two disc. Don't Do Me Like That. Even the Losers. Here Comes My Girl. The Waiting, You Got Lucky. Side 3, Don't Come Around Here No More, I Won't Back Down. Running Down a Dream, Free Falling. And side 4 has Learning to Fly, Into the Great Wide Open, Mary Jane's Last Dance, and a terrible cover, Something in the Air, which kind of dampens the album a little bit, but not too bad.
That's some really good tracks on that, isn't there?
Came out in '93. This he had a contract that after so many albums he had to release a greatest hits. He didn't particularly want to do it, and he had to have a song especially for the greatest hits album, and that song was Mary Jane's Last Dance. So that only was on here for quite some time. So there you go.
Great. I bet I know why he didn't want to do it.
What is that?
Well, because it probably cannibalizes his other record sales, greatest hits record, right? Because if you buy it, then you don't buy the full album, and also it kind of smacks of it gives him a moniker of has been, you're done, mate, and that's why I never gravitated towards that. As a genre, I found. Go on.
The Queen's Greatest Hits album, that's outsold. So the studio albums. I mean, that's just a kick in the teeth, isn't it?
Yeah.
By EMI, really.
But I mean, that's the way it goes. When you get a whole sort of rash of new greatest hits, compilations come out. It's nearly Christmas, don't you?
Yes.
I wonder how many of these albums are bought by people who don't really buy music very much, and how much is actually bought by the fans.
I'd imagine that you're right, Michael. I mean, '93, he was still producing albums after then. He was still into his career for quite a number of years. So, yeah, I would agree that what you're saying is correct. Yeah, definitely.
There you go. Best bands are known for the great albums, not greatest hits or comps, in his opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree. Point, Martin. I mean, I think one of the other biggest things was the Status Quo did back in when it was their 20th anniversary in '82. They brought out from the makers of, just after it. So it was all the greatest hits and a few more. And there was an album on there that was recorded live at the NEC, the 20th anniversary gig. Everybody brought that box set purely for that live album. About 4 years later, someone at Vertigo decided to release live at the NEC, the same album as a single album. And
it's funny, isn't it?
And then they brought out live at the BBC, and they finally let out the whole concert. But they made money on the same tracks 3 times. It just
But this happens all the time, and it's like the sort of multitude of different versions of the same album. You've got the black vinyl, you've got the coloured vinyl, then you've got a different coloured vinyl, then you've got the vinyl with the 7-inch single included, and the CD and the double CD, and you think, oh, come on,
right?
It's cashing in, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, very much so. There's one band that have never released a greatest hits album, and that is AC/DC.
I applaud them.
Well, kudos to them, man.
Yeah, there's a couple of soundtracks they've got some of their hits on. But they've never officially released a greatest hits album, and I think it's because Malcolm Young didn't believe in them.
Yeah, that's good.
If you like our music, you'll buy our albums.
I'm with Malcolm. I stand with Malcolm.
Malcolm, rest in peace, my son. And it made sense because they could have cashed in when Bon tragically died and have a thing. I think there's a box set that someone's put out with the Bon years, and they have put like early recordings out and things like that, but they've never put an album with Highway to Hell on it and You Shook Me All Night Long and all that. They've never ever done it.
Yeah.
And then you get Jimmy Page from Led Zeppelin, who constantly was remastering they did the remasters of their Mothership. Why?
I know. It's like all these prog bands. They get Stephen Wilson in to do a remaster, don't they?
I mean, I got Mothership. It was great because it meant I had all the Led Zeppelin songs I wanted on CD in the car. Bang.
Sure.
I was going to say that, a lot of those compilations are going to be appealing for people who are driving, who
and
just
lifestyle.
want the hit there in the car. So
absolutely,
it's a quick grab for them, isn't it? So like cassettes, CDs, for the car, put it on, play, bang, you got your hits. Why not?
This is it. Now with the advent of streaming, I mean, cars now are not so. If you want a CD player in your car, you have to order it specially.
I read
talking about £600 for something like that.
Yeah. I'm sure I read sort of quite recently, Dave, that manufacturers have stopped supplying CD players now.
Yeah.
Altogether.
It's weight saving.
Yeah.
It's weight saving for especially for the electric cars.
Mm.
The more weight you can save, the less you need, the easier it is to run, the more distance you get out of the battery.
Right.
Plus, you're not using battery charge to run a CD player and all the rest of it.
What are you using?
Streaming. Streaming is the thing.
Okay. I thought you meant that I thought I heard that I thought the CD player was powered differently. Sorry.
Still got to be powered though, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The CD player would still have to be powered, but streaming, you're using your phone. Your phone connects Bluetooth to your car.
Yes.
And I can actually plug my phone into the car.
Right.
And it comes up with Android Auto and it's got all my apps. Press a button, up comes StreamYard, and I can tell it play such and such.
Right.
A lot of them just come with a USB port now, don't they? You just put your stick in there and download the music.
That's it.
Yes, Record Hand's right. Compilations, greatest hits were perfect for DJing. They took up less room. I used to use them whenever I did DJing out in Islamabad. They were perfect. And ally that with what was the magazine? Smash Hits.
Yeah.
You knew what had been current the week or the month before, and you would have the latest Smash Hits CD. You'd be able to pick and choose. Right, I want that track followed by that track followed by that track followed by that track, and you were up to date as you could get. Now, with streaming services around the world, Spotify and Amazon Music and Apple Music and all the rest of it, they're dying to death. I'm amazed that albums are making a comeback the way they are.
Because there's a rush to the collectible and the fetish nature of the colored and scented vinyl thing. And it's a big trend. I don't know how long it's going to last, but it's huge right now. Because I remember in San Francisco, like 10 years ago, I'd walk by an Urban Outfitters, and I'd go in and I'd see these new. I hadn't been collecting vinyl, and I saw all these records, and I knew they were on CD, and I thought, why are these record companies putting this out? Who's buying this? I thought it was crazy. And I thought that the only reason they were for sale at Urban Outfitters was as a goof. Like, kids would buy them and just kind of like take them home and put them on a shelf, but not even listen to them because nobody was really into vinyl or have had turntables, right? This is 10 years from now. But it's, boy, was I wrong, because it's that one trend that I saw in Urban Outfitters is so pervasive now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I
Jen's
agree,
got really
B.
good- Yeah,
I have one now, and it is distracting, although it is to one side. It's not in line of sight. If I want to look at it, I have to turn my head,
Right.
which I appreciate because it means I'm not looking at the road. I'm going to have an accident. Oh, you look at the road, you learn where your buttons are, and the only time you look at the screen is to check your map. The rest of the time, you're watching the road. All the information's on the panel in front of you. But I did see footage of somebody in an Uber, and it was somewhere in the States. I think it was in California somewhere.
Mm.
A guy or a couple were in an Uber. And the guy's driving along, and he's got a big screen on the dash, and he's watching a TV program.
Which is pervasive in Japan. Everybody, I mean, you see all the cars. They have 5 by 7 inch screens built into the dash, and they're constantly watching TV while they drive. Even the taxi drivers. I mean, taxi drivers do it for the benefit of the passengers, but it's distracting, and it makes for bad driving and accidents. But TV is pervasive in cars here.
This is why I refuse to. I've had my niece get into the car and say, "Oh, can I watch such and such?" No. But why not? Because that screen is angled towards me. And if there's something going on the screen, it's going to distract my attention.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
You can listen to the radio, you can listen to Spotify, Amazon, whatever, but you're not going to watch something because chances are it'll distract me. So no.
you see, the best greatest hits
As long
albums.
as I can avoid it, I will. I don't have a smartphone. I just way too connected as it is. fair point, B. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, the best greatest hits albums are the ones that you made on cassettes.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And Iain saw my old cassette collection.
Oh, have you still got your old cassettes?
No, had to give them away. Had to let them
Yeah.
go. But I had something like 140 cassettes that were made by record shops in Islamabad and Abu Dhabi. And these guys, you'd go in and they had all the albums.
I've heard of this.
Can I have that track off that album, that track off that album, that track and that track off that album? Mix them up. Don't put them all, And they would make a compilation album for you. You just told them what tracks you wanted. Come back in a week, bang, there's a CD or a cassette ready for you. And it's all beautifully written out.
Retail pirates.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Are Queen a greatest hits band? No, they're not.
The current version of Queen, yes. The original Queen, no.
No. And up till I'd say the Jazz album, they weren't a greatest hits album band. There's some real good deep cut tracks. But yeah. Well, as I said, I don't own any greatest hits albums by Queen. Never will.
I have.
Yeah.
All three.
Yeah,
Record hand, I don't know. He asks if newer cars have a screen dimmer. I don't think they do.
Some manufacturers disable the television when you're driving and allow it. Definitely for the. I know that the cars provided to the rental agencies have that, but not the cars that are available to consumers.
Privately owned ones, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a bit, I mean,
it's too much of a risk.
Yeah.
About greatest, I think Dire Straits' Brothers in Arms, it literally became a greatest hits album, didn't it? Because they released 90% of the tracks as singles. What do you think's the best for an album? How many singles do you think a band should release off an album?
I don't know.
Well, it depends on the quality of the songs. I mean, you have there the perfect example, Brothers in Arms. How many made it into the top 10?
I don't know.
Martin says the same thing. Rumours. There's another example.
Okay, and every song on Rumours is pretty much a hit, right? They're all well known.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, it was a studio album. It wasn't the greatest hits.
I think 5 is enough hits of an album.
Yeah.
Zeb reckons a maximum of 2 singles, and there should always be exclusive B-sides.
Yeah, I think it depends on the type of band, really, because you know, some bands are sort of more renowned for their singles than their albums, and some the other way around. So if you're primarily a singles band, I think you're going to have a lot of singles on your albums. I mean, didn't Michael Jackson release an awful lot of singles from his albums?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think there were on average 3 per album minimum.
Right.
I think it can tarnish a bit of an album, can't it? Because I've got Kaiser Chiefs, Unemployment, and I think the first 5 tracks from that are the hits, and then the next 5 after them are those deep cuts, and they don't cut it at all as well as the hits. So you get like a half decent album. And I've often noticed that sort of in the 2000s, you know, they did that quite a lot, you know, put all their hits very early onto an album. In the second half, you know, not quite so good.
Yeah. I mean, that's it. The singles sort of like they grab the attention, don't they? You know, and you know, to start with, it's the sort of familiarity, isn't it? With it, you're usually familiar with the singles before you buy the album. And
when the singles are
you can miss out on.
When they're spread out a bit, the singles, you tend to listen to the next deep cut. You give it a little bit more time. But when they're all grouped together, it puts you off and listen to the rest of the album sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, it's like Brothers in Arms, you know, So Far Away, Money for Nothing, and Walk of Life. First 3 tracks were big hits.
Yeah, and they're all pretty dreadful as well, aren't they?
Not the best, are they?
I really don't understand the attraction of Dire Straits other than the debut album, which I think is great. Money for Nothing takes the hell out of me.
I think it was the cachet of being liked by Princess Diana.
Oh my God!
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
the fact that she publicly said that she liked Dire Straits and grooved to the music, all of a sudden they became a big thing. Oh, Diana likes them. We're gonna like them.
Darren's just made a good point. Cars, the debut album from the Cars.
Yes,
I think he's right. That's just hit after hit after hit.
Yes. The Fleetwood Mac is a band I just don't need to own physically. I can turn on the radio anytime and hear them.
Yeah,
good point.
And Iain has said this in the past. There are certain bands, certain singles that he doesn't want to hear again because they're played they get so much airtime.
Right.
They're played over and over and over and over. You lose out on the deep cut tracks.
Yeah, I feel the same about Bohemian Rhapsody. If I never hear that again, I won't be upset.
Yeah. Well, it was played sort of wall to wall, wasn't it? Sort of when it came out.
Yeah.
I mean, it was number 1 for weeks and weeks.
Yeah.
On different occasions, wasn't it?
I think it's like
9 weeks the first time.
Yeah.
And then it slipped a place, and then it came straight back again.
Yeah.
I suppose it's like, I mean, when I first heard Bryan Adams, Everything I Do It For You, I thought this is a really nice ballad. But by the end, when it was released as a single, then spent 3 months at #1. I can't stand the record now. I hate it.
I know. You just, you think, I never want to hear this again. Do you know what somebody said exactly this about Tracy Chapman's Fast Car? And I still love that track, even though I'm so familiar with it. But somebody said that it was overplayed, and they just can't like it anymore. And I totally disagree with that. I still love it, and there you go.
This is where Iain's argument comes out again and again and again. We all hear the same piece of music differently. Mike can listen to Tracy Chapman time and time and time again. Michael might not be. He might listen to it once every 3 months. Simon once a year. I don't know how many times Iain's going to listen to it. Me, once every 6 months will do fine. And yet I can listen to Nightwish. Michael will never. We all have different ones.
Yes.
Nick, if he was here, would be touting for Cars.
Yeah.
Right, Gary.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's strange, isn't it? Yeah. But Simon mentioned Kaiser Chiefs Employment, and I've got that album, and I can't remember the last time I listened to it.
Yeah.
I've got no desire to listen to it.
No.
It's weird, isn't it?
And yet, would you not consider
an example as well?
Yeah.
Would you not consider passing it on? Going to a record fair and saying, right, I'll swap you this for that.
Well, there's always that. I've done that before.
You know when you've got off, you liked a song, and then when the people that don't like the band, when you ask them their favourite single or the favourite album of the band, it's the one you go, yep, that's why I probably don't like it anymore. Because every Tom, Dick and Harry jumps on the belt and they say, oh, they love this, they love the band. But when you talk about another track, they don't know it.
And I know the perfect track B.
Really?
The one with Sparky piano.
Oh, that is awful.
Oh, B. I really love the sort of early Cher stuff.
With Sonny Bono, or has a solo artist?
With Sonny, and also some of the really early stuff. I mean, what was the single? Was it Gypsies, Tramps and Thieves? I still really like that.
Yeah, and that one about the Native American or something.
Oh, there was a bit of controversy, wasn't there, recently?
Yes.
Yeah.
Or her duo with Greg Allman.
Yeah.
B, that's the best pun of the night.
That is brilliant. Oh, get in there, Jay.
Yeah. That's a home run and a half.
It is.
Yeah, I've always, when I'm talk, what's your favorite? When people say, so what's your favorite Queen album? And they go, The Works. You really know they're not a real fan. They say The Works.
Yeah.
Or if anyone says their favorite Genesis album is Invisible Touch.
Oh God.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a travesty. I mean,
I like
it's not.
That's my favourite track off that, Domino, and I do like Land of
Yeah.
But In Too Deep, you can throw it in the garbage can for all I care.
Yeah.
I'm so tempted. I'm so tempted now to go out to the dollar bins, and like your next dig, you're going to see come across Helen Reddy, Greatest Hits, Olivia Newton-John, and you're going to be like, why are this turning up so much in my dig today? And you're going to be like, it was that Iain stream,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of which,
yes.
Speaking of which, it's 5-2.
Yes.
5 to the witching hour.
Oh, it is. Oh, it's a show.
Oh, is it? Oh,
yeah. What's the show today?
Something's coming up.
I knew that's coming.
Yeah. Oh, you're giving Jimmy a beating tonight, aren't you, Dave?
He is. Gypsy's traps and seas for jelly roll, Jimmy. Oh dear. Oh, dear. Anyway,
Yes.
you were going to show something, Ian? All right.
No, I was going to do my. No, I'm not sure. I'm just doing.
No, because you haven't done something.
Oh, Rocky's wheel went on.
Oh God, yeah. Let's just chops in on.
So you can take off what's on next week.
Okay, where's his wheel? There's his wheel.
Mm-hmm.
He's actually been quiet tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a long walk today. We had to go and do things. And he's here. He's fast asleep.
Mm.
No, he's not. He's heard some talking about him.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Get a grip, Ian.
I know I'm not very good tonight. Yeah.
No. I mean, he was well away with it today. He started the competition 2 hours early.
Yeah, I've not had a good day. For some reason, it's not spinning. So, so we've got transitions, girls' names, trains, boats, and planes, corkers and clunks, favourite covers, wishful thinking. That's a new one. Instrumentals. So let's have a spin.
Fish's Gaff is a new one.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay.
That's an easy one next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With girls' names in.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Madonna springs to mind.
Yeah. Right, yeah.
Yeah.
So let's get rid of that.
Good.
That's a good one for next week. Yeah,
Good.
get a good, yeah. They're all coming out already. Anyway, I think it's that time of night.
Yeah.
It's time to hold up a record. So
Yeah.
I'm not
I'll have to show something. I'll surprise you guys. Look what I got this week.
Oh
Can you believe I bought this?
no!
Hang on. Ooh.
My first pill purchase wasn't as my friend said, it really wasn't the wisest one to purchase as your first purchase, but it made itself available to me. And it's growing on me.
Yeah.
Cool.
Really.
Stop it.
Yeah.
I'm going to show that one.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, people, and your continuing support. Even though we get a little stick from other regions, keep the faith.
Yeah, I mean, some of us are boring. Some of us are boring.
Yeah. Peace and love, everybody.
Yes, we're here.
Bye.
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 Take it easy. See you all next week.
There it is.